Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of my weekly book podcast. It's going to have obviously weekly episodes, and each week I'm going to talk about a different book. This week I'm talking about The Art of Fielding by Harbach. This is a very good book. I suggest you go buy it and read it. If you haven't yet, switch off now because spoilers. Spoiler right here. So yes, The Art of Fielding by Harbach. My favourite thing within this book wasn't the baseball. I'm not a baseball fan. My favourite thing was Owen and President Affenlight. The very questionable relationship between the student and teacher. At first, I very much disliked it. However, what this book does is it makes you question whether or not their love is wrong. And I found that it was right for them to be together. That they both made each other happy, and it was not harmful in any way. It was illegal, but besides how illegal it was incredibly good for both of them, and that's quite odd to think. One thing that I found to be most heartbreaking about it was the fact that President Affenlight was so close to death whilst Owen was so close to the start of his life. That raised a lot of questions as to whether Owen was helping President Affenlight through his last few years, turned out to be his last few months of life, and showing him all the happiness that he missed, or whether President Affenlight was dragging Owen down in the beginning of his life, and obviously the connection that they had when President Affenlight undoubtedly he was going to die. It was inescapable. Whether it was going to be within 5 months or 5 years, it was going to happen. Whether it was cruel for him to have that connection with Owen, but Owen would then be so heartbroken at his death. But in the end, I thought that they were perfect, and it then comes to question whether all we thought was perfect. We always assume that there's the stereotypical family, and that is perfection. That's what we need to strive for, but it's not. I liked that about this book. Another thing I really enjoyed was the idea that people had their dreams, the things that they had always strove for, and when their dreams failed to come forward, failed to come true, things that they'd been trying so hard for, that they found there were other ways to find their happiness, that they didn't have to rely upon this one idea that they had thought about so long, so hard, that in fact the best thing for them was to stay and to find the girl and to be happy, rather than to go on to Yale or Harvard and do amazingly well. That idea is somewhat appealing, that there isn't just this one dream, this one goal, that in fact your goal could be something you'd never even thought of. That's what I love about this book, the way that it makes me think. You get to the end of it and you think about your own life and other people's lives differently. So yeah, The Art of Fielding, I definitely suggest you go read it. I haven't spoiled everything, honestly. I've only explained one of the few small storylines. So yes, that's that for this week.